As I've talked to Boot before, Wailord EX's Falling Down attack is named after a movie from the 90s where the lead character goes on a killing spree. But did you know it was actually their third choice? Yeah, they originally wanted to go with Nightcrawler and Taxi Driver. Anyway, Wailord's only real claim to fame is the 380 hit points. This puts it on the same level as Mega Venusaur, except the whale's a stage 1 and a 2 prizer, so its survivability is extremely high. Unfortunately, Wailord requires 5 water. The only real way to make this work is with Misty's Vitality. Play with her, accelerate 4 basic water onto a Wailmer at the cost of ending your turn. It can be quite risky, but thanks to Heavy Baton, even if they have a boss KO, 3 of those energy are preserved. The other most important cards are Jumbo Ice Cream and Bubbly Water Energy. Bubbly Water prevents Wailord from falling asleep, which is important since the attack does exactly that. Jumbo Ice Cream is, of course, for healing, potentially pushing a 2-shot to a 3-shot. As for potential partners, Munkidori makes the most sense. It moves off damage while also helping put bigger things like Dragapult in range of Falling Down. Cinderace is never guaranteed, but it can KO a Badoo while accelerating 3 energy. And Ninetales is hilarious, taking all the damage counters off of Wailord and putting them on their active. Whatever list you end up going with, don't get distracted thinking about how many feet a Wailord could fit in its gaping wet mouth. Okay, the Misty's Vitality is a very interesting top deck. I think in this scenario, I just play with my balls. Yeah, I guess I just play with my balls and wait for some cream to spill out. Okay, you know, this is not how you want this to go. Oh god, there's no correct way to do this though, right? There's no correct way because if they have Giovanni, which they probably do, I haven't checked what they got off of the Roto stick. Okay, they do have a Giovanni, but they do need an energy. And they didn't attach an energy, so I'm just gonna go balls deep. I'm just going Pokeballs deep. If they got it, they got it. If they don't, they don't. At least this way, this forces them to have the Giovanni. Yeah, Primarina is just not a good card. It's because the energy is the biggest thing. Getting set up that's not a Giovanni. Oh, bro, we got the turn 2 Wailord. all my great strategy of, you know, falling down and hoping for the best. So how many do they need? They need 7 supporters. They have to ditch 7 supporters to knock out a Wailord, but they have to get rid of 3 to knock out a Wailmer. So I think all I have to do to win is just hunt the polygons. That is all I have to do. I have to pretend I'm a rival games journalist. Oh, and I have to hunt the polygons. All right. The only downside is that Honchkrow has 130 hit points, so I can't use Surf. I do have Munkidori, but, you know, I had to, you know, thin my deck out just to make sure I get all the good things. All right, this is fantastic, except for the fact that we don't have everything that I need. So, yeah, Honchkrow, easiest game of my life. There wasn't a second where I was fretting, except, you know, the time where I didn't have a Misty in my starting hand and I was going after Lilies, and then I top decked a Misty and I pretended like I'm very good at this game because I did nothing. So I think it's fine to put the Hero's Cape on the active, even though it has 5 energy. Spencer, that mods, please time out Spencer for just so we can sit in the corner for a few seconds and think about what he did. Obviously, you would much rather have the Heavy Baton on the Wailord, but this forces them to need, what, like 9 supporters? What's 9? No, they need 10 supporters. Wait, 9? No, hang on. How does math work? Hang on. Before I go crazy, they need 9, right? 9 times 6 is 450, 540, 480. So they need 8 supporters. 8 supporters. Right? 8 times 6 is 470, 490. So they need 9 supporters, but I mean, just based on the fact that they don't have a Honchkrow and they have to, yeah, so it's going to survive. It is going to survive. The only thing is, will I wake up? But also I can just heal. Remember, I had to ditch those double Jumbo Ice Cream, and it turns out getting rid of them was really bad. Remember when things looked really good and then they turned out really, really bad really quickly? That was fun, right? So they basically have to blow their entire load. Yeah, that's fine. And I didn't wake up. Everything goes perfectly. If I get a booby energy, that's a dark. Ooh, okay. I got to play a dangerous game here. I think if I get Hilda off the Pokégear, then I can trick myself into thinking this is a good idea. Because they probably have like an Ariana or something, right? Yeah, they probably have an Ariana. So do I just heal the active and then go from there? You know, if only this was Magic Arena, they would show you known cards. But they don't have energy. You know, I'm gonna go for the healing strategy. We're gonna play it fast and loose here. We're gonna play it fast and loose. So I don't know why I did all that, but hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Because remember, the Porygon is the only real threat here. I can literally just win the entire... Thank you for the heads flip. I'm so grateful. I can just win the entire game if they can never get a if they can't get it up. If they can't stick it in their computer and get it up, then I think I'm fine. Oh, they blew their entire load. This is what happens when you play with your Wailord too long. It turns into a sperm whale. All right, so there we go. They can't win the game. I am awesome. We've established this. I'm the greatest PDCGL player of all time. Let's go for some booby energy there. And yeah, let's... I can't get rid of anything here, so it's just going to be falling down. So, turns out the Honchkrow matchup for Wailord's pretty good. Though I didn't need the Hero's Cape. You know, it's kind of, do you want to play Prime Catcher, Hero's Cape? You know, Scoop Up Cyclone does not fit here. It fits in the Dugong one. But Prime Catcher just gives you a Gust card, which is really good because you can pick and choose your targets. They got Archer. I think they need 5. I don't think it's physically possible unless they Team Rocket's Factory into the 2 perfect cards. Right? So they have to have Honchkrow and then something. And then, yeah, like a backup. So they have to have a Honchkrow and 5 supporters in their hand. They use Torment. Doesn't matter because I have 2 attacks. And this is great because you get them out of their resources. So I think with this matchup specifically, it's less about using Misty's Vitality and it's more about just having Wailord in play. Right? If you just put multiple Wailord onto the field, they are going to run out of resources before they can really do anything. So if I was to suggest, how do you win the Honchkrow matchup as Wailord? Just put some Wailord into play and then worry about energy and everything else afterwards. Because they have to get rid of 7 supporters. Yes, I think that's correct math. They have to get rid of 7 supporters to one-shot a Wailord. And if they come up short, then you just use your Munkidoris to pick off the Porygon. Which means this is just, yeah, this is probably like a 60-40 matchup once you learn it. I would say 60-40 in your favor. Mega Excadrill is also a surprisingly decent matchup for this deck. And there we go. But it's surprisingly decent because Mega Excadrill and Metagross top out at 330, you know, like with Brave Bangle Kieran with 360. But they can't one-shot a Wailord in the Excadrill deck. But you can use Falling Down in Munkidori. You can use Surf and Falling Down. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Like I would say the Excadrill matchup is 50-50. This is actually a rematch against Casper because they had some tough times getting it up. I did win because I'm awesome. Now, the thing is, I think I prematurely get the Snow Runt. I've been playing this deck for over 2 hours. It's literally impossible for you to get any sort of Misties early. Getting Misties is, you know, just it's a fallacy. It's a fake card that doesn't exist. Okay, I was trying to tee you up for something. All right, let's go that there. The Surfing Beach, their stadium is Surfing Beach as well. But I do know they have Badoo. So this is the cool thing is that PDCGL doesn't have a rematch option, which is really cool because that way you can't do, you know, best of 3s against people. You know, Legends of Runeterra, I think, had a best of 3 for friend battles, or maybe it was Magic Arena. Magic Arena lets you see known cards in your opponent's hand. But if you're worried that, oh, goody, another Zoroark deck. No, this is Greninja. It's Greninja with Zoroark for card draw. Surfing Beach is going to be extremely important. I do have Scoop Up Cyclone for Mega Froslass. And I think I'll be okay. because I didn't go first. I went second because you're supposed to get the stupid Misties. I'm going to play a Wailord deck. I've barely ever used Misties because it never shows up. All right, they got Summoning Jutsu. I guess I take the KO, because remember, this is not water duplicates like the good Frogadier from back in the day. This is just put the cards in your hand. So in this situation, I want a Surfing Beach into Mega Froslass. Again, scoop up Cyclone. I'm awesome. Yes, I know it's hard to believe that someone this handsome can be this good at Pokemon cards. But their Terra Greninja isn't all that helpful right now. I'm knocking out the Frogadier. I don't know why I did that. Oh, because I knew this was going to happen. And then, yeah, just this list is very much, if you don't get the turn 1 Misties is kind of useless. And then let's go into you. I need to keep the Meowth, though maybe having the Meowth in my butt cheeks isn't that bad, because then I can stretcher it back, but I don't think that's good. All right, so we'll get rid of Misties and Ultra Ball, because I really need to have a Wailord here. I could go for another Mega Froslass, but this is just what I really like about this list. And yeah, may as well Lilies for a bunch. Is that, yes, Wailord is still a huge sink. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, sure, let's, yeah, have a baton you. Wailord is a huge energy sink, and yes, you need Misties. But Mega Froslass is like, it's a counter to Wailord, right? They're complete opposites. In that Mega Froslass can do huge damage for 1 energy, but your opponent can play around it. Wailord needs 5 energy to do, good damage, but your opponent can't really play around it. It's either you get Misties, and Wailord's a beast, unless you're playing against stupid Zoroark and stupid 280 hit points, you don't have freaking Munkidori, your Vitality Band doesn't exist. Probably my favorite thing about a mirror match is the fact that Casper knows that I have the Dunsparce EX. I use it in the last matchup to knock out the 60 hit point Froakie that benches Froakie, and to knock out a Badoo. And Dunsparce EX was a late minute addition, because I took inspiration from a Japanese list. The Japanese list had a 4-2 Mega Froslass line, which is just way too much. I just cut it down to a 2-2 Mega Froslass. I added a Dunsparce EX because it's just such a cool attacker, and it really helps in the Raging Bolt matchup and a few other good matchups. Are they just doing this again? Oh, bro, I'm using Misty's Vitality. I feel so bad for them that I'm going to use Misty's Vitality. That is how bad I feel for you. That, actually, really, am I? Because we all know they're going to use Terra Greninja and knock out double Dunsparce. And then I'm going to feel real stupid. But you know what? I feel bad for them. I'm going to do it. They have to use Summoning Jutsu twice. I want this to be in the YouTube video because Wailord is just such a beefy boy. And Mega Froslass is such... Okay, so they're not using Summoning Jutsu. I mean, does my strategy change? I guess not. I guess what I can do is go into... I mean, I know they could still technically knock out the Mega Froslass, right? There is a world where they knock out the Mega Froslass. And obviously that's not great. So I'm just trying to do the math in my head, which is why I'm in severe pain right now. All right, so let's go. Bubbly water on, I guess, you. Misty's a bunch of energy onto you. And then I think I'm perfectly set up for the rest of the game. Because all I have to do is knock out a Mega and a 2-prizer. And a Mega Greninja is very easy for me to knock out with Mega Froslass, because, they have Fez and Zoroarks. And I always have the Dunsparce in my back pocket. Obviously, they probably have the Terra Greninja. They're going to go Mirage... They're not going to go Mirage Barrage on my double Dunsparce, which is great. They can definitely go Mortal Shuriken 3 times this turn, and that would suck. But there's no way they would do that. I paid Casper to let me win this game. Also, they're continuing to draw cards, which is another thing they probably shouldn't do. Is you definitely don't... If you see a Mega Froslass, if you see a Snorunt with an energy, just don't draw cards. Unless you have a bunch of items. That was one thing I was heavily contemplating just in any of my Wailord lists, is putting one copy of the Tier 2 to Fossil and then just a Tier 2 in the deck because it's another single energy attacker that attacks for 1 water. It can do a ton of damage at the end of a game. But you look at the, like, it's only doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only doing 150 damage right now. I was testing a little bit of Relicanth, which is tomorrow's deck, and I found that people don't get rid of items as quickly as you want them to. And you can't really force the issue with Xerosic and stuff, so it's such a weird card. Like, Tier 2 to 30 times the amount of items in their discard pile seems so good, but it requires your opponent to just play a bunch of items, and they might not do that. And there's Mortal Shuriken. Okay, who do you think they're going for? It can't be, unless it's, oh, they're going for Mega Froslass. That's interesting, because they can knock it out if they have a bosses. But what you have to remember is that they have to put an energy back into their hand with Mortal Shuriken to do 200 damage. And yeah, see, they know what they're doing. They learned from the last game. And I didn't learn, and I should have put energy on the Mega Froslass, but I didn't do that. So the Mega Froslass maybe should have been able to have 3 energy, and that would have behooved me greatly. But they have 5 energy in hand. I have Surfing Beach, so I can promote whomever, and it doesn't really matter. Having 2 Mega Froslass in play also doesn't really matter at this point. But let's 60, 120, 180, 240. So I'm doing 300 damage, which is really funny. Let's go, yeah, evolve into you. And Buddy Poffin, let's not... I mean, there's no way they get everything, right? There's no shot they get everything and win this game. I'm the #1 player in the planet here. Okay, so I have Hilda. I can get to Dunsparce, or I can just go energy there. I can Lilies. I'm going to use Falling Down. That's great. That's actually awesome. Let's get the Dunsparce EX out of there, or the Dunsparce out of there. And I think I just leave them as is, because I don't need anything this turn, right? I need a bunch of stuff next turn. The Dunsparce EX would be one of them, but is it prized? Is my ace in your hole prized? That's not good. All right, well, my ace in the hole is prized. That's not good, because that was kind of how I won the last matchup, was the Dunsparce EX, and also they couldn't get their hand size low enough for a Mega Froslass. But I'm essentially in a situation where they have to take a knockout this turn. If they don't take a knockout this turn, I'm almost assured, I'm guaranteeing you a boss's orders meaningful KO next turn. No matter what happens, it's a trust your pilot guarantee. Those have never failed in the past. This is the trust your pilot guarantee knockout of a freaking 2-prizer or a 3-prizer next turn, a meaningful KO, and that just kind of gives me game. Because they have to dig for bosses. They have to probably put an energy back into their hand with Ninja Spinner. And they're not expecting some Jumbo Ice Cream or even a Scoop Up Cyclone. Oh, this is great. This is fantabulous. I told you, this is why you need to play best of 3s, right? We need best of 3 features. We need to not have to click through 3 freaking different screens every time you level. There's no way you have a Neo Upper Energy in that hand. There's no way you got everything and you were able to keep your hand size low. Neo Upper ruins everything. Wally's Compassion is fine as long as they don't have a Neo Upper Energy. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, well, okay, remember when I promised something really cool happening? I was wrong about that. So here, I mean, Surfing Beach kind of helps them. I can put them to sleep, but that doesn't do anything because of Surfing Beach. Let's go to Dunsparce, because if I just get a Jumbo Ice Cream, I have the option, because remember, Jumbo Ice Cream is only your active. So maybe I do that, right? It seems weird, but I go into this guy, I use Jumbo Ice Cream. Again, very strange, I understand. But I can hard retreat it. Okay, that's good. And yeah, let's go that guy. Actually, no, we hold that one, and I go Jumbo Ice Cream again, so it forces them to knock out this one. I'm playing out of my mind right now. I am absolutely out of my mind. I'm having a mental breakdown, and why aren't you sending help? I am going absolutely sicko mode today with this Wailord deck. Okay, well, that's fine, because Surfing Beach is in play. Do you understand how good I am at Pokemon cards to get this, to prize your Dunsparce, to face a deck with all this card draw is actually playing well, to circumvent a Wally's Compassion? I mean, they probably prize their Neo Upper. My guess would be they definitely prize their Neo Upper, which is, hey, I prize mine to Dunsparce. But they don't know that, right? I know they probably prize their Neo Upper, but they don't know that I prize mine to Dunsparce. And they're probably just going to keep pumping damage on this guy. And that's the funny thing. If they do use bosses and knock this guy out, that's not bad. Because I know for a fact that they can't knock out this Mega Froslass. Right? In order to knock out this guy, they're going to have too many cards in their hand. Right, they're going to have 7 cards in hand, and that's a perfect KO for Mega... Yeah, they're going to have 7 cards in hand. Oh, God. Do I take the risk here? Do I take... I feel like I have to. I feel like for science, I have to take the risk. But Mega Froslass could theoretically get knocked out if they have some sort of damage modification. All right, so I don't have any... I don't want to have anybody weak. Because they could go, yeah, if I don't put another thing, if I don't have somebody with more than 120 hit points, they could go Mortal Shuriken, boss to the Dunsparce. The question now becomes, do I mean, I have 350. I do have a knockout bosses on this guy. I think I just go for the Resentful Refrain. It seems, I know it's risky, but it's also fun, right? It's risky, but like this is my best chance of winning. Because then I just need a bosses. I'm also leaving a damaged Greninja. So the only way that they can win this game, barring any, like hand disruption. Are you kidding me? Mewtwo, thank you for the sub. I prized a Dunsparce, bosses, of course a Misty's. Why I would never not prize a Misty's. But I feel like they need to have Mortal Shuriken on Mega Froslass. Mortal Shuriken, that's 120. And then Neo Upper. So I made this more interesting. I made this an interesting finale. Because if I just go Surfing Beach bosses, then I win and it's very boring. This way, if they have Mortal Shuriken 60, Mortal Shuriken 120 total, and then a Ninja Spinner for 200, they knock out the Mega Froslass and they win. And Casper is still here. They did just do nothing for 2 minutes, so I think they were hoping that I conceded or something. But they're going to draw their entire deck. If they have Neo Upper and they might need some water recovery, they do win. So they kept us, the live audiences, their chenks are cleached, their cheeks are clenched. They're just absolutely just waiting for the end here, and they're stalling again. And unfortunately, they just attached a water to the Mega Greninja, so it's literally impossible for them to win. My only guess is that they prized the Neo Upper, because they would have been able to see their entire deck. They didn't use this Zoroark's trade. They have special red card, but that doesn't really matter, because now I can just scoop up Cyclone on the Mega Froslass. So I think they were just trying to stall and hope that my phone overheats and I can't do anything. But they also have to play a bunch of cards, and now I can just Surfing Beach into the Wailord, and if they would have had it. They would have had it if they had the Neo Upper energy, they would have won the game, because they would have retreated into this one, put 60 on the Mega Froslass, Surfing Beached into the Mega Greninja, Mortal Shuriken, and then just Neo Upper and win. Unfortunately, they did not have the Neo Upper, and I mean, there's no way it was the last card in their deck, because they used Lilies. And they did all the things. So I guess, they lost because of their prizes. But to be fair, I prize mine to Dunsparce EX, but I mean, prizing your ace spec is a little bit worse, right? Okay, well, let's do it to it. We got several bosses in the deck. I think I have 3 bosses in the deck. And just just for funsies, let's show them the scoop up cycling. You know, they wasted my time, I waste your time. That's how it works. And just that's the cool thing is if I had switched it up and been like, this is a Wailord deck, I should attack with Wailord. PDCGL never ceases to amaze me. Never Dylan ceases to amaze me with the prizing. Yeah, the smarter thing was don't attack with Mega Froslass, just, you know, attack with Wailord EX, make them have the boss's Neo upper combo, but I wanted to make an interesting finale, and of course, Casper was not a friendly ghost. I am 100% guaranteeing that this is going to be in the YouTube video. This is a rematch against Save Me. I think the Excadrill matchup is 50-50, and the reason I say that is that Excadrill can't one-shot you, but guess what happened in our first matchup? I started an unplayable hand. Guess what happened in my previous 3 games with Ninetales? I had unplayable hands, but this is the game. I said from the very beginning, the Ninetales list is good. Don't get me wrong. Healing off all the damage from Wailord is great. But when I get my fingers deep inside these cards, bad things happen. And yeah, they're going to play Petrol. They have Prime Catcher as their ace spec. So that is what I have to be aware of, is Prime Catcher is the ace spec. They're going to Air Balloon, Call for Family. They know exactly what they're doing. As long as they can't get the Prime Catcher on my Wailmer, or if I'm able to top deck away, actually, okay, I know this is like the first time I've ever gotten the Misty's Wailmer combo in 3 hours of playing this deck. I think it's a hill to turn. I know that seems weird. I think this is a hill to turn because, again, they can't knock out a Wailord. Right? They can't knock out a Wailord. So I think this is the correct call, is I do this, and then if they Prime Catcher and hit into Wailord, I have all the things I need. Yeah, Mad Panda, Prime Catcher is not, like, it's Precious Trolley by far number 1. Secret Box is like 10%. Prime Catcher is like less than 1%. You know, I would almost say you'd play Hero's Cape or Legacy Energy over Prime Catcher, but don't forget, you can find Prime Catcher with Petrol. And if you're going into the Call for Family strategy, which is great, like the Drillbur having Call for Family is awesome. I wish every pre-evolution of playable cards was good. You know, could draw you a card or bench something. Did they just get 5 energy turn 2 on a Mega Excadrill? Ooh, they didn't knock out the Wailmer, though. They're going for my energy, which is really bad, but I have a great hand. Oh, this is great. You have made the biggest mistake of your life unless you can knock out a Wailord. If you can knock out a Wailord EX somehow, you've actually done really smart things, and I feel terrible because I'm basically out of energy now, which is not great to, you know, be out of energy. But they can't one-shot a Wailord. Prime Catcher is their ace spec. They would need to have Brave Bangle. No, not even Brave Bangle, Black Belts. Oh, God. Okay, well, fun fact, I can hard retreat. I'm not going to, because that would be the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but I can hard retreat. I just need a Heavy Baton. I need a Surfing Beach, a Alolan Mommy Air Balloon. There's so many ways I can win this one. I just need the Lillies to 8 to buff out for me. That's it. If Lillies can buff out for me, I think I win. So, of course, she's not going to. Okay, there's another Wailord. That's fine. I just have to play it to get rid of it. Heavy Baton is awesome. Retreat some. Did you just give me nothing? PDCGL, did you just give me nothing? Well, Trust Your Pilot's got a decision to make. Trust Your Pilot has a really fun decision to make. Yup. I guess I'm just gonna ride with Ninetales. And then hope, because I do have Lana's, I have Hero's Cape. Yep, could have gotten an Air Balloon. That would have been really helpful. Air Balloon would have been great, by the way. Would have helped immensely, some would say. Would have helped immensely if I gotten that Air Balloon. Could have almost won me the game. Some would say Pilot's still winning this game if he got an Air Balloon. And they have jumbo ice cream. Fantastic. Do you have another one? Thank you, sir. Can I have another? And we know they have Prime Catcher. We know they have Air Balloon. They're going to maximally drill my Ninetales. I guess in this situation, I just go up with... They do not have Wally. Lil Frizz, you're banned if they have Wally. I hate this game so much. I hate this game so much. Oh my god, they gave me everything right after. Oh god, this game is amazing. Okay, we got the energy. That's good. I can go for Dunsparce, Vulpix. I mean, I'm still... This is fine. It's not good, but it's fine. And then I just attach to this guy. I just end turn, I guess. I don't know. Literally, the next card was the Air Balloon. And the reason I say the Air Balloon, because the Air Balloon would have preserved 2 energy, so I would have been able to surf, and then I would have been able to surf for KO this turn, and they got me with the maximum drilling. That's good. Okay, see, this is everything that ever needed to happen in the history of the universe. All right, so in this situation, I think I have to get back as much... Oh, but I also have to draw cards. I need the Heavy Baton. No, I'm just going to Lana's for Ninetales, Fire, Psyduck. And if you're wondering, why the hell are you going to get the Psyduck? I would have preferred a Alolan Mommy, but sometimes Mommy doesn't show up. You know, as much as you want her to clap your cheek, she doesn't. All right, so we have to go Surfing Beach into Psyduck. And then Psyduck. I mean, I guess I could have played with my balls, and that would have felt pretty good. But sometimes you just got to say, I can't. I can't do it. I'm sorry. As much as I want to, I can't. So they can still knock out this Wailord, but that one doesn't have any energy on it, so it's fine. And I did just take 3 prizes, so they basically have to hunt the Ninetales. And I do have another Vulpix, so I can Night Stretcher. I can also go for a Lolamomola. Because I can go Psyduck up front, retreat into a Alolan Mommy, Surfing Beach, surf, and then win. So this is why I wanted to highlight the Excadrill matchup, because I firmly believe this is a 50-50 matchup. Right? I'd even say it's like 55-45 in your favor, regardless of whether or not you play Ninetales. I mean, Ninetales is good, obviously, but I still think you're favored in this matchup if PDCGL doesn't think it's hilarious to troll you. You know, if PDCGL isn't like, hey, what if... Oh, there's a red card. Well, that's why I didn't pop the Dunsparce. Ooh, this is bad. Okay. I really don't want to put the Fez down, but I guess I can judge them. Because they're just going to use Metallic Hammer. That's fine. I'm going to use the Dunsparce almost immediately. Judge doesn't really do anything for me. I would much rather, if I could, just surf the Metang. Or I guess surf the Drillbur, maybe. Right? Because my deck is pretty thin. I have Heavy Baton. They're on even prizes, which is a little concerning. But it's better to just take a knockout, go down to 2 prizes, and then, you know, try to bosses for game later. You can suck my butt, can't you? Yeah, it's right there. Open your mouth. All right, well, there's another Air Balloon because PDCGL has a sense of humor. So if I put the Fez down, that's an easy prize for them. And I don't think I can let them do that. So if I go Air Balloon on you... but if I... The thing here is I know I barely have any energy. And I need to preserve the Night Stretchers. Oh, this is... Oh, please, no. Okay, we just got, like, the exact same hand back. Thank you. Thanks, I guess. There's the Mommy. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's always good to have mommies to play with. Okay, so then I retreat into a Lolamomola. We go Gentle Fin. Gentle Fin, the Vulpix. Surfing Beach down. I have to Night Stretcher for the water. Because I have to at least threaten an attack at some point. And then I go Surfing Beach into Wailord. Kind of feels like something's going to go wrong here. But what if it doesn't? And Burst Tyrant, if I told you that I had a Hero's Cape in the deck, would you believe me? If I told you that I had Heavy Baton and Hero's Cape in the deck, would you believe me? Yeah, they're going for the Vulpix. That's actually great. You want to knock out the Vulpix? Go for it. Knock out Vulpix all day long. This is why Alola Momola is so good. Right? Is because, oh, you want to knock out my Vulpix? Oh no, I just get it right back for free. But they kind of have to. And then if I can... I'm taking a risk. I understand that putting the Pheasantipity down is a huge risk, especially with Alola Momola and Psyduck. But it's 3 extra cards. And if I can just get 2 more water energy, it shortens the game, which is the problem, right? It shortens the game, which is a huge problem. This is so bad. And the Metagross throw a wrench into the plans as well, because they can just use Metallic Hammer for 150, and then I can't Ninetales and take a knockout. This is stressful. I thought this would just be a fun time had by all. There's some balls to play with. I thought I'd just be having so much fun. Oh, la la la, Trusted Pilot's having fun. Okay, so let's go for Poképad. Yep, these are all cards that I wish I could use. And if I go for Dunsparce, does that make sense? Okay, so I think I prized the Heavy Baton. So let's go for the Dunsparce. Let's just take the knockout. I guess I put the Fire Energy there. They can't have more bosses, right? It's figuratively impossible that they have more bosses. Okay? Who can I boss stall? Well, nobody now, because I'm taking the knockout. They'll have Energy Recycler. And yeah, they use their Prime Catcher. Okay, that's actually perfect. But if they just have another Gust card, yeah, they've used Prime Catcher, they've used bosses. If they have one more Gust card, I'm heavily screwed because, you know, Heavy Baton means nothing when they only need to take one more KO. But this is fine. The Heavy Baton really helps make this deck work. Especially PDCGL has a sense of humor and is like, hey, what if your Air Balloon is the top deck after you need it, the turn after you need it? Wouldn't that be funny? Okay, I got another red card. Awesome. I mean, I have all my Dunsparce in my deck. This is why I went for Dunsparce. Oh, I'm going to win now. I'm going to win. Yeah, I've preserved my bosses. I have very easy ways to win. They can only put 150 on my Wailord. They can't put more than that. I have a guaranteed Ninetales attack this turn. It's like Skolopendra's 9-tiered attack. It kind of seems like they're out of resources now. Yeah, they keep using Metal Maker. They keep checking their deck. There must be some energy left or else they wouldn't use Metal Maker. And did they grab an Excadrill? So I guess that was their plan, is they must have known they didn't have a Metagross, so Excadrill was the play. Maybe they're going to go for an Undermine. Because Undermine softens up a Wailord. They might hit my Ninetales. Because the Ninetales... Wait, did I get the Ninetales? Was the Ninetales red carded? Because remember, red card puts the cards on the bottom of your deck. Ninetales, they could hit the Ninetales. And that would be disastrous. Oh, that's good. Okay. That is great. That is less great. And then I just want to... Oh, God. No, I think I have to Dunsparce. Because I don't want to lose the... I want to save the Meowth. Really? Really, PDCGL? Really? In this economy? Okay. I think here I get rid of Wailmer, and then I go for Ninetales. I have a strategy. Yeah, honestly, do I just bosses the Fez and soften up the Fez? Because there's no way they're going to red card me. I mean, I'm going to Surfing Beach into the Psyduck. So if I bosses the Fez, that's a Surf KO. There's no way. They've used their Energy Recycler. They must be out of energy. The only thing that could screw me up, of course, is if they put 3 energy on the Fez and they Jumbo Ice Cream it, but that'll never happen. I've already talked to the PDCGL dev. They have assured me that that crap will not fly. This is not a Munkidori sanctuary. That crap is not flying. Okay. I have Fezandipity in the deck if they knock out my Ninetales. I have 2 bosses in the deck. I have Meowth in the deck. I literally have everything I need to win, so they are going to undermine double bosses and I'm going to lose. But they can't. Yeah, they have to maximally drill me. Okay, I win. Oh my god. That was so stressful. But most Excadrill matchups are not like this. They're usually a little bit smoother like my feet. And then, yeah, we just go... I mean, can you believe that I used math to win this game? You know, when you woke up this morning... You know, your feet were obviously dry, so you lotion them right away before brushing your teeth, because, I mean, lotioning your feet first thing in the morning is way better. And I wish I could give them something more than a sarcastic thumbs up. So I'm not even... I think it's more nice to not say anything. So I prized the heavy baton, prized the booby energy, never saw the hero's cape, and everything went wrong. Still won. So I won that matchup, even with so many things going wrong. And that just goes to show, this is, I think, your favorite in the Excadrill matchup. With most people playing Excadrill, I recommend Wailord.